Hey, we are the staff here at Pima County District 3. Supervisor Allen is not able to make a video today. She kind of blew her voice out from the marathon 8-hour Board of Supervisors meeting yesterday, but we just wanted to share some things that happened at the meeting. My name is CJ, I'm the Chief of Staff.
Bonnie Bazada, Senior Aide.
And Josh Laughlin, also a Senior Aide.
And we're just gonna go over a few things. So start off with just, big thing was we discussed a property tax proposal that's 3 cents dedicated to affordable housing. There is overwhelming evidence that this is needed. It's been needed for a little while. The item was ultimately continued, so we will still be talking about it at the next meeting, but sort of big things there. It is part of the prosperity initiative that major thing that we need is affordable housing. According to the data that we've seen, if we were able to do this, it'll produce about $250 million over the course of 10 years. So it's raising 3 cents, just 3 cents per estimated, per $100 estimated taxable value on each home, and it'll be about an average of $6 for the average home in Pima County. So that will vary depending on the cost of your home. But the big thing is that the cost of not doing this is so much more than the cost of doing this. The amount of money that we spend from the county, city, all different jurisdictions on mitigating homelessness, on evictions, on all these ways that the housing crisis has affected us are so much more expensive than pooling our resources and getting more affordable housing for our community. So we've been hoping to get that done for next meeting, and yeah.
And the board also had an opportunity to appoint a new Justice of the Peace for Precinct 6. So the former Justice of the Peace for that precinct, Alexander Ball, resigned effective May 1st, so it fell to the board to appoint a replacement. And Jen and the rest of the board felt it was really important for this role to be held by an attorney. While that's not a requirement of the office, in speaking with the other justices of the peace, it became clear that having a legal background would serve as an asset to the entire team. So with that in mind, the board appointed David Miller, formerly of the Pima County Attorney's Office, to serve through the end of 2026.
Wonderful. And then the other thing that we took on during the board meeting was we approved the PEEPS contracts. We know how expensive preschool education is for kids, especially quality preschool education. It's on average over $12,000 a year for kids. So these scholarships make it possible for more than 1,000 kids each year to receive high quality preschool education. And those seats are available from Sunnyside to Ajo. We've served over 5,000 kids already in Pima County through the PEEPS program. And we know that high quality preschool education means that kids are more likely to have graduate from high school, have higher incomes, be healthier, be less involved in the criminal justice system. But also what's I think so exciting about PEEPS is it really shows this regional partnership where we have first things first, school districts, child care providers, businesses, and other partners all supporting this effort. And the county made a very smart move to ensure its viability over time by having those funds now come from the library fund. And the way this is set up is we can be sure that both PEEPS and the library will be adequately funded going forward.
And there was a resolution put forth by District 1 about the differential water rates, and that resolution did not pass. And one of the reasons that Supervisor Allen did not support it was just looking at, while we do want to, number one, we just want to see more of a collaborative approach with the city and other water providers. We want to make sure, at this point, we're looking at the entire sort of landscape of water providers, wastewater, utility, and looking at what can we do to make sure that the folks who are having the roughest time get the subsidies that they need, and how can we offset the cost for those communities. We've been doing a lot of research already in our office and continue to do it just to make sure that we're understanding that situation in its entirety. But basically at this point, we felt like the tone wasn't really there. It wasn't really supporting this collaborative approach in terms of what the resolution said, and we really want to be working with the city of Tucson and other water providers to make sure that we're doing the best for our constituents.
The board also had an opportunity to approve our climate action plan for county operations, otherwise known as CAPCO. So CAPCO builds upon our previous sustainability action plan, but really focuses a lot more on adaptability and resilience measures. So that helps us as a county better prepare for worsening drought, extreme heat and weather events, as well as the increased wildfire risk that we're seeing. It also sets some aggressive standards for reducing county emissions. So the goal is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from county operations to 60% below our 2021 levels by 2030. So that is right in line with the standards set by the most recent IPCC report. And while this is just a framework for the plan for now, a more detailed plan is forthcoming. So we should see that around August, September. And once that comes out, the board will receive quarterly updates on our progress towards those goals. So we'll have a lot more to share moving forward on that.
And then Pima County, we listened to a report on how we've moved to a voting center model. So the 2024 election was the least expensive in more than a decade. We saw a little bump in 2022 as we shifted with getting new equipment and other things in, but now the savings realized was over $300,000 or almost $300,000 in our 2024 election through 124 voting centers. But what's really important here is that these voting centers are going to increase voter participation because it makes it easier. There's more flexibility and convenience. You can choose to vote near your home, your work, your school. And so we're really grateful to both the Pima County Elections Director and the Pima County Recorder and their staff for being forward-thinking, focused on efficiency, and making a commitment to Pima County voters to have the best system in place.
There was several proclamations. One of the ones I just want to highlight was that this week, May 5th through 9th, is Nurses Week. We honored several nurses who came out, some from the Adult Detention Center here in Pima County. We also invited some nurses from National Nurses United, which is the only union that's operational here at a hospital in Arizona. So St. Mary's and St. Joseph's are the two unionized hospitals here in Arizona, both right here in Tucson. And we had Dominique Hamilton from the NNU come down and accept that proclamation as well. And we just want to honor nurses in general, and in particular our unionized nurses who are right now fighting a campaign to standardize and regulate ratios between patients and nurses to make sure that nurses aren't being given more than they can actually handle, because I mean that not only is a pretty rough situation for the nurse, but that those have much worse health outcomes for the patients. So just want to honor them.
And finally, in closing, we just want to thank our commissioners with the Regional Affordable Housing Commission who followed up with Supervisor Allen's recommendation to create 2 additional commissioner positions for the Tohono O'odham Nation and for the Pascua Yaqui tribe. So this means the inclusion of our tribal partners will bring critical representation and key insights into our regional housing needs.
And yeah, perhaps just one more thing to share that is District 3 specific, relating to some of our rural communities. So the board approved a conditional use permit for a mailbox store in 3 Points. We actually heard from a number of folks in the last year or so that accessing mail in 3 Points can be a challenge. So a local couple has stepped up to sort of fill that need and make it easier for folks. And while it's still in the early stages of development, hopefully you'll see a brand new mailbox store soon in 3 Points.
I think that's it. Thank you. Hopefully you'll be seeing Jen next week or next meeting. But I just wanted to share those updates with you.
Right.
Thanks.